What size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Tuffy brand coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice cold treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're gonna give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm gonna let you keep your hand.
Uh-oh. I'm here. I'm a professional. Hold on. I got jibber jabbering with the wife.
That's nonsense.
Aw, you're distracted by your wife? That's so cute.
Yeah. Wait, Luke's in a hotel room. I noticed.
I am not in a hotel room.
Well, that's sketchy.
Yeah, it looks like it's an extra bedroom. Luke is traveling. Tim is traveling. What's going on here?
Nothing to see here. We're totally not in the same house. We're totally not in. We're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have security. You know, we can't be leaving that type of personal. Information. So
yeah, I know. I noticed Tim wasn't in studio, and I was like,
I'm here in Arizona. We're going to be doing the Timcast show somewhere related to
that's
the
cool.
location that
very
we're
cool.
at. So I don't know if I can reveal the full details.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't get yourself in trouble. I don't think they really try to keep it a secret. I mean, I'm pretty sure they promote it there, but that's cool. That'll be cool. Can people watch that tonight? Or are you doing it in his normal time slot?
Yeah, normal Timcast time slot. So it's gonna be a good show. We got a good person on that I want to talk to too. I don't know if I could reveal
your
the
birth
details.
father.
No way.
Zbigniew Brzezinski. Is that who you're talking about?
Well, yeah, right. That's who I am. How was everyone's weekend? Mine was stressful and
what happened?
Just I was supposed to take off. I did decide I was going to get back into RC car racing, so I picked up some kits to build, and my wife's going to help me because I'm very, very bad at that. So new Mrs. Quartering Lore, she's going to be working with me to build RC cars. I've got 3 I have to build, and I think each one takes like 30 hours or something to build completely. So I'm going to try to, we want to try to get
1/3 of that time. I bet Mrs. the Quartering just snaps her fingers and the RC cars build themselves.
That's probably true, but since I'll be helping, it will probably take her twice as long, you know, so it probably be, that's what I did this week. I got some new RC cars, and I worked, even though I said I wasn't going to work. How about you guys?
Yeah, I became a day laborer. I you know, I literally had a wet
You are an
back.
immigrant.
I was like, I profusely sweated because I was like, okay, I got to get on this garden stuff, right? I've been kind of neglecting it. So I decided to,
that's the worst
what
thing.
do they call it? Trim the hedges. And I'm not talking about pubic hair. I'm talking about actually trimming the hedges.
I know everyone knows, Luke, don't shave your gigantic 70s bush. The world needs it. I knew you weren't talking about that.
You got to shave it to keep it clean, you know? So I was cutting all the bushes down and cutting down all the like palm trees that had like dying palms, I guess that's what you call it. And then I was planting
just trimming
trees.
the branches. You didn't cut the whole tree down because one branch was dead, right?
I'm gonna get no. You got to take down the one branch. You don't take down the whole tree.
You said cut the tree down. So I
got a lemon tree. I planted a lemon tree. I have 2 money trees that are doing very well.
Nice.
I made sure to take care of the mango tree. I have a Brazilian berry tree that I also made sure to take care of. I have all these palms, and my garden is like a reflection of my mind. It's like this weird collection of random things that are just there. I got rose bushes. I got figs. I got bananas. I got limes. I got pineapples. I got like
Crabs.
weird type of decorational plants that my family planted that I didn't want them to plant, but they did. And I literally spent the whole weekend. Yeah, I literally spent the whole weekend taking care of all of it. I bought mulch. I bought soil. And like literally the full day, I was just like profusely sweating because of the humidity here. And I think I overdid it. And then I was like, wow, I'm so happy I get to work by talking trash and not being out doing this every single day. So I have a profound respect for all the construction and all the kind of lawn guys
anybody that's out there working. Yeah.
Yeah, I have profound because like my body's still sore from Saturday. And then Saturday I got the call. He was like, we need you. Top secret operation Phoenix. Book flight now. I'm like, I guess. I flipped the coin. I was like, whatever.
He's pretending. Luke was like calling him, like, dude, please. I heard this rumor.
No.
You should have a shirt ready to go. By the way, and then you should, it'd be a good opportunity to promote your Luke Unfiltered stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's a good website.
Audience.
That's a great,
yeah.
That's a whole new. No, that's the same audience. Like the audience knows me.
I know.
Everybody signed up to your crap. All right, I already know who you are. Like I'm not gonna. I lose out every time I do this. I lose out and I get like less views and subscribers because then like my schedule's all thrown off. So I'm still gonna do 4 videos today. It's just exhausting, but it's just going to be more exhaustion because I got to do your show. I got to do 3 hours of his show. I got to do 4 of my videos. And and then I got to make sure all the business is still kept up and doing fine.
How come we haven't gotten the call? That's what I want to know.
I'll talk to my people. My people will talk to your people.
Yeah.
We'll work something out.
See if you could just stay out there. Be like, hey, I've got a great opportunity. I know there's this other up and coming live show that, has 20, 30,000
Midwestern
viewers.
Man should be here.
Yeah.
I might be able to pull some strings. I'll see what I could do for you there.
Yeah. I think that would be good for all of us. Anna Claire, how was your weekend? Did you watch Dexter?
I haven't watched Dexter this weekend. We watched Wayward, the show on Netflix about like kind of one of those reform schools. It's like both very woke and also very interesting. And then, I don't know what happened to me, but I was immediately like, I must decorate for Halloween.
Gotta do it.
But I only
You're a
know
mom
Halloween
now.
decorations. I think it is. Like, I think there's something in the genetic. And I did find myself thinking like, my baby's not old enough to remember this at all. But I was like, but how could I not decorate for her first Halloween?
Yeah.
I'm a bad mom if I don't. I don't know if that's true, but it definitely was like,
Mrs. the Quartering decorated a full week ago, but I mean, you're still,
Well, she's better. Like she's been wifing longer than I have.
That's true.
She's like she's into it. That's also the problem because all of the Halloween decorations are already sold out in stores. They're putting out Christmas decorations.
Yeah, you kind of blew it. You can always go with the classic. You got to take the kid to the pumpkin farm. That's got to happen.
It's happening. Don't even
then you
worry.
get like,
I'll send you the photos.
Yeah. Then
Dress
you got to get
as a pumpkin though.
Yeah, and then you got to get the stalks of corn put up on your front door and the various gourds, pumpkins. You can get the little mini pumpkins. So you can decorate with those inside. Yeah. You know.
There's still time for me. I didn't realize we started decorating for, fall/Halloween September 1. I'll try harder next year.
Yeah, next year I'll remind you. This we decorate right before October because you can only have them up. See, what you'll also learn is there's some economies of scale when you decorate for Halloween because you can also start sneaking out some Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff that will be good for both. So you only have to replace some of it, That's
what I heard, that some people start just generic fall September 1. Then late September into October, you sneak in the skeletons and the more spooky stuff. Then you take that down, you put a turkey out. And it's a very, you get a lot of seasonal decor out throughout the 3 months. But I wasn't prepared to be the head of the decorating household,
Well, now you are.
My next project, I saw my neighbors. I was going around in my neighborhood. And I saw just someone put a fake mannequin of a random dude on their roof. And I'm like, I kind of want that. And then I think I'm going to create a fake mannequin dude. No, they were just kind of sitting there. So I think I'm going to buy a fake mannequin and then keep dressing them up for every holiday appearance. It's going to be Santa. So I think, I like weird, obscure stuff.
Those giant, they're really popular, skeletons. They're 5 feet tall or whatever. Yeah. There is someone in my area who has one who just leaves it up all year round, but then gives it a Christmas bow, converts it to whatever holiday. The skeleton is standard. It's not a specific Halloween skeleton, as it turns out. I think it's really funny.
I'm in for that, and it would be cool to make it get a stripper pole, and then one of the skeletons is going to be stripping, and the other skeleton's going to be throwing money. I think that's more of a Miami appropriate kind of skeleton type of decor.
Ruby,
look, whatever your heart tells you.
Look at your little. Yeah, Ruby has her. She's pouting because she has her diaper on.
Why?
That time of month.
Well, Hannah Claire, each woman goes through this thing called her menstrual cycle, and if you don't want it all over your house, you put a diaper on them. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you had a mature lady in your house.
Well, and, of course, Mrs. Quartering has seasonal dog pants. So she's got Halloween, little skeletons, vampires, all sorts of stuff. And then Christmas, because Onyx will be at Christmas time.
Fancy pants over here.
Yeah, literally fancy pants. Yeah, that's, that's what she does. That's what Mrs. Quartering does,
Mrs. Quartering is a great wife. I can just tell. The energy is high.
Yeah. Let's, speaking of energy, let's talk about mass shooters.
Okay. I love that transition.
Yeah, that was just a hard cut. So, what the hell is going on out there? So this weekend we had 2 incidents. Luke, you look good. I just saw that.
Okay,
we're just gonna hit on Luke.
I was literally going to quickly send someone to get an Ethernet cable. I didn't know if my connection was good or not, and I was paranoid and fearful. I was oh man, I hope this works. So I'm happy it did.
Good. Yeah. I think as everybody raced to politicize both of these shootings over the weekend, I don't think either one of them was politically motivated. In fact, we have the motivation of the Mormon church shooting. But I think it was pretty, I don't think you can really ignore that this was both veterans, one day after another. Mm-hmm. There will be, I don't know if either one of them, the one guy wrote a book called Shot in the Head, and I don't know if he actually was shot in the head and survived it. I feel like that is true. Yeah, he also took Kelly Pickler to the Country Music Awards, which is also a weird side note.
Very random.
Yeah. He did a TV interview and all this stuff, and it's very, very odd. I would say, dare I say, some MK Ultra stuff. I don't know. What do you guys make of, dueling PTSD activations within 12 hours of each other? One was at like 10:30 and the other one was like noon the next day.
The LDS church shooting, there's been no connection to the death of their president, because that's what I found weird. Their 101-year-old president died, a couple hours before he attacked the church, or was it the same day? Yeah. It seems, I was wondering if that was related at all, but I've never seen any evidence to that point.
There was an interview that came out. Dave Bondi, shout out, was interviewing a local politician that had been door knocking, and he remembered talking to him. And really? I actually might have that. Let me see if I have that. He basically, when you heard this, he had some weird hate boner for the LDS church. Mm-hmm. And he was also like, let me see if I have it. Because there was, what's this now? Oh yeah, that's not it. Damn. This is my favorite video of the weekend. You stupid fat bitch.
No, I want to see it. No.
She pulled over to yell at ICE agents who were arresting somebody, and she forgot to put her car in park. So it went into the lake.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I love every minute of that. Okay, let me see if I have that. What was his name?
Russell Nelson's the president.
No, I'm gonna find the reporter's name quick. Because they don't have the video here. He was just door knocking, and this guy went into like some random, how he thought all Mormons were the Antichrist, and like he's just crazy. Yeah, Dave Bondi. Here, Dave Bondi. Okay, here. Here it is. Shout out Dave Bondi. And he clearly like scared this guy.
Hello, everyone. I'm talking to Chris right now, and you contacted me a short time ago. Pretty distraught because actually, earlier today, you came to the realization that you say that you talked to the person who did this horrible thing in Grambling Township.
I did last week. It was Wednesday or Thursday. I'm running for city council and I'm canvassing, and I had an address on my map that I went to, and I came across a gentleman. He was very friendly, and he had interacted positively with me, and we got out of the vehicle. We started just to talk, and after a short while, the conversation went to the Church of Latter-day Saints, Mormonism, and he just made the position multiple times that Mormons are the Antichrist. And he, in not so many terms, said that several times. He gave me his background, but I just walked away from a person who had some very sharp views about Mormons.
Yeah, so you were just out campaigning for the election in November coming up, I'm assuming?
That is correct.
And so you're just shaking hands, looking to meet people. You come across his door. Have you matched it up? Is it the address the same as this person? Have you looked?
It is, yes. I mean, it is not only the address, but it's also the person that I spoke with. I have a friend in Utah who is involved with the LDS church. I sent him a voice message saying I had a conversation with a person who had very sharp views. And it's just like you come across a lot of different people while you campaign. Yeah. And I shared this with him on Friday, and then we had our Sunday dinner, and I ended up seeing a photo. That was the exact guy I spoke to last week.
So you saw the guy, and I'm not gonna, the shooter, you saw his picture on the news or on social media, and what was your first reaction?
Shock. I mean, to have just interacted with a person who, again, he had very sharp views. And when we first started speaking, very positive, we just made just general chit chat.
When he says very sharp, I wish that he would press him, because like,
for like an exact quote or like a paraphrase.
Like, he clearly said something that was like,
it's memorable. I mean, this guy seems a little bit freaked out by whatever was said. I mean,
he seems scared. Yeah, like it's like he scared him.
And then he went to his background, how he was a Marine. He had served overseas. And again, I'm going to paraphrase because I'm just going from memory, but he, to start new, had moved out to Utah to plow snow. He then began a relationship with a woman who was in the LDS church. And then in not so many, when the conversation changed to tattoos, which he had a lot of, and how he had to have all his tattoos removed in order to be, in for certain religious ceremonies. And it was just a piece where I was very careful how I answered, because it's one of those things where I did not know what response was going to be acceptable to him. And so it was a case of like, I just wanted to get off the door and away from him.
So you just wanted to be nice and say, okay, have a nice day.
Exactly. And just try to do it the easiest way possible while kind of just walking, one step at a time. And again, when I first started, my daughter was with me. She was in the car because we're, driving from house to house. He was very nice. I mean, he was extremely nice. My daughter has special needs. She reached out to him. He held her hand. He was he talked about his child who had a serious medical concern and how just the care there. For whatever reason, the conversation shifted from chit chat into what are your thoughts about the Church of Latter-day Saints? And again, my cousin played football at BYU. I have friends who, so I don't
even know that like Mormonism is big anywhere outside of Utah. Maybe they're big in Michigan, but
I think that they have like big communities outside Utah. I know there's some in like Texas and stuff, but it's obviously like this guy in particular, if he's saying like, I know I had a friend I could call and ask the question, like,
oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like he has some kind of connection, even if he himself isn't Mormon.
There's a few minutes left. I'm going to let it, I only played it this far when I originally covered it, because I'm like, oh, that's why I attacked a Mormon church. But let's see.
I have a history with BYU and the Mormon church. You don't know what you're going to say that could potentially cause a reaction. So I kept my views to myself and walked away.
So at no time did you feel there wasn't any threatening or violence? It was just kind of you thought off the wall kind of talking.
Exactly. It wasn't like next week, this Sunday, I'm going to do. It was more of a case of just views that were shared. And again, I mean, what I just walked away from was a person who was very animated and mentioned that, for lack of a better term, that Mormons were the Antichrist.
Okay. And obviously troubling, but nothing that you would have need to alert police for anything.
No, I mean, not to say just in pop culture, but if you listen to enough YouTube, social media, like you hear different views on either side. And so it wasn't anything that I would say was violence inducing, but just people of all stripes have very sharp views. And I was like, okay. And I just, again, I have a very indirect relationship with the Church of Latter-day Saints, and I just kept those views to myself and just very carefully walked away.
Okay, so and you are saying that like you are 100% sure this is the same individual you talked to. Was it last week?
Yes, it was last Wednesday or Thursday. Dave, 1,000,000% I spoke with him. I can remember, where his house is. I had the conversation. Yes.
Okay. A lot of people want always to know in these horrible situations why someone does this. So in your mind, this maybe answers that question.
It has to be. I mean, there was very little political talk when we spoke, and it wasn't that. I mean, Dave, outside of just like, hey, how are you? How's the weather? It immediately shifted towards his thoughts on the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah. How you live in the community. How sad is this? Because I got the call this morning. I heard about it. I just hard to believe. I mean, I live about a half hour north of where you're at, and I went down there. It's just really hard to believe right now that this actually happened in your hometown.
It's insane because my daughter, she has a therapist that's on McCandless Road, so we know the area. And again, I was in church when we had a friend who lives in St. Louis. He shared I
was in church too, and like I started getting text messages. I was like, oh, a church attack, and I'm in church. Great.
Message with us, and we're reading it in church. And I'm looking, I where my seat is, I'm next to the window. I'm looking out the window. I don't know if this is part of a larger coordinated issue.
Right. That's what I was like.
I go to Solid Rock Community Church, and we're very vigilant about safety. And I'm just looking out the window because you don't know what could be happening. And then I came home this afternoon, and I see a photo of him. 1,000,000% that was the gentleman I spoke with last week.
That must have
really.
That must be so crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, a sad situation all around.
I don't know. I've met people like this before who are like. It sounds like he was basically like, "Hey, how you doing? Good. Okay, hey, I'm running for a political office. Okay, cool. So what about the LDS Church? Or don't you think they're the anti? Like, he's probably like always." Like
looking to talk about it
like this. Yeah. There's also a message that his mom had written on Facebook 2 days before, essentially disowning him. Like saying, hey, I try to talk to you, you do this, I try, you're a victim. I'm sure that people, where is this? I don't know if they have it on here still, but like, basically, Michigan shooter chilling confession a week before the attack. Wait, what's this now? Oh,
That's
this is him. Yeah. Okay, that's him. He has a disgraceful past. People say that there's like allegedly, I don't know if he's the same guy or not, but somebody with the same name got arrested for child porn. He had an arrest record. Where is it? Well, where is his arrest record? Had previous arrests for burglary, OWI. Well, burglary is a little odd. The OWI isn't really a red flag. Everyone has those where I live. There was maybe it wasn't him with the CP. It was somebody with a different name, or the same name, but it could be a different person. The thing with the mother was also weird. Like the mom made this post 2 days beforehand, and it just said people lack accountability and say you could have talked to me, you don't listen, you deflect. I mean, it's very clearly about him. He's like, I don't owe my peace to someone who shows up only to argue, to gaslight, and manipulate, then claim victimhood when consequences of their actions are pointed out. It seems like his mother probably had a bad relationship. But how do you have a good relationship with somebody who's mentally deranged? I mean, you just can't. Maybe he had a girlfriend and she left him for the church because he wouldn't like convert, and so he had this weird grudge. I'm not exactly sure.
I mean, it's really hard to quantify mental illness and people just being absolutely insane and crazy. Sadly, you see a lot of that with some vets, and that's not always, but I think it also has to.
I have met at least one vet like that where he was definitely like crazy. Like I was like, I'm like,
it takes crazy people to sign up to the military too. So some people say it's because of the vets. Some people are saying no, it's because sometimes crazy people sign up to be vets.
Yeah, this guy was. I don't know how he was before he served, but like, I remember sitting at the bar. I'm like, oh, this guy's actually nuts. Like, I wasn't like, oh, he's gonna kill people, but I was like, oh, this guy's actually has like PTSD or something. Like, he's definitely out of it.
Connecting, yeah. It's hard to say because obviously, whether he was a veteran or not a veteran, anyone who has any kind of mental instability and potentially any kind of aggression, head trauma, like family issues, like there could be a million reasons why someone descends on a really dark path. It seems like in this case, two things. In this case, it seems like for whatever reason, he became fixated on the Mormon church.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it mattered. I know there are people who just become fixated on things. I mean, that we see that on
like
the
Luke's
other side
TDS.
of the aisle. Right.
Hey, you slanderous son of a gun.
Look, you've never done anything like this, man. I would never include you in this kind of statement. It was interesting to me afterwards to see how many people were posting how many Republicans are going to condemn this shooting when he was clearly a MAGA guy because he's a military. We've talked about this before. Just because you're in the military doesn't mean that you support Donald Trump.
He seems like he was apolitical to me.
There like was he Trump was struggling sign with a lot. I don't know if he had time for politics.
Yeah. There was a lot of people who were like, oh, there was a Trump sign on his yard and it was attached to a stop sign. So it said, stop Trump. Like the left was like, or the people on the right were like, oh, this guy was an Trumper. Now, I think that stop sign was there. And I think he had a Trump van sign in his yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this killing had absolutely nothing to do.
It's just like lazily placed there. So he was like, I don't feel like boarding it up. This thing will hold it.
Yeah, I don't think he gave a shit.
I supports Trump and did this. Like it is that. It's very easy to condemn these kinds of shootings. Like no one wants people who are in like their house of worship to be attacked. I don't think that that's that crazy. It's annoying to me that it immediately became like no one is condemning this, or the wrong people, or the people who are supposed to aren't. But
it became political right away. That's the crazy part of it. And I was like, can we just find out what happened? Can we just like try to make sure it doesn't happen again? Can we just try to pay respects to the people who lost their lives? Can we make sure, can we have a little bit of a semblance of humanity? And then as soon as I saw it yesterday, and I, I was in the middle of my work and packing and getting prepared, it was just like, I don't want to look at it. I'm not going to participate in it. I'm not going to make a statement about it. I'm just going to go about my day because I'm just so sick of the politicization of everything.
Yeah, this is a mentally I think anyone that does this has some level of mental derangement.
Yes.
You look at the kid that attacked the ICE facility. He was radicalized, but he was also insane. Mm-hmm. The guy that killed Charlie Kirk was radicalized, but also had mental illness, almost certainly.
Yeah.
I wanted to switch gears to talk about the one Saturday night, which is in some ways more scary, and everyone stopped talking about it already.
Yeah.
This guy was a military veteran. He took a boat to a specific location. We don't quite know yet, but we do know it was premeditated. Had a suppressor on his rifle, had his dog in the boat, and just started shooting people. And I think at least 2 people died, maybe 3. Oh, by the way, on the church thing too, there were people that died in the fire too.
Yeah.
Perhaps the most sinister thing was he crashed his truck into the building. People came out of the church to help him, and he shot them. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, he asked them, "Do you believe in God?" And then if they said yes, he killed them. Like, it was like, fuck, man. Like,
what a monster.
Total. Yeah, like,
it's horrible.
Yeah, and then he had a bomb in the car, and then he must have had some other very effective device on him that he burned the church down with too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I heard he poured like gasoline and then started the fire there.
Oh, but that could be. Yeah, I didn't see exactly, but like he had some sort of device in the car too. Like he was going for maximum damage. Right. I'm always surprised that they don't kill more. I feel like, somebody with an AR against unarmed people. Is that ghoulish to say? I'm always surprised that there aren't like 30
I think of it
dead.
as like divine intervention, right? Like,
yeah.
It's like hopefully they are being protected the best they can, because obviously we don't want more to be attacked. On the other hand, like this person had the capability to really harm a lot of people, and especially like you said,
I don't know what that thought pops in my head.
About like people running to help you, and you're like, great, these are who I want to attack.
Yeah, I always
It seems like overall there's a big attack on religion. And
Christianity in particular, yeah, and Jesus.
Exactly. I mean, the ADL just says essentially linking, Christianity to a hate group as well.
Yeah,
Congresswoman Anna Luna just tweeted about that as well. So it is kind of crazy because it does feel like it doesn't feel like isolated events. Looking at all this, it feels like a crescendoing moment against kind of religion, God. In a way that's kind of a little bit more concerning, especially with the kind of direct attacks that are happening against it.
Well, and it feels like, to me at least, like this has been the pot boiling over. I remember when the Supreme Court's decision to overturn it was Jackson v. Or Jackson's Women's Health Clinic. The decision there, which overturned Roe v. Wade, when that leaked in May a couple years ago, it was right before Mother's Day, and there were all these rumors right after that there were, left-wing progressive extremist groups saying, let us attack churches on Mother's Day in revenge for this thing. I don't think it ever came to fruition, but I knew a lot of local churches like went on high alert because a lot of people go to church on Mother's Day, go to church anyways, but like specifically then, and they felt an obligation to protect their worshipers. I mean, I think it's a new era of political violence when it is actually happening. The rumors were bad enough.
Yeah, the good people need to be armed more than ever to be able to defend themselves. I'm a part of like a training group. We trained a church group before, and I'm like, this is a church group that is smart. They know what they're doing. They brought their entire like religious staff, their entire clergy, to take a self-defense firearms class. And I'm like, I think this is the sadly type of necessary to kind of exist right now, because I only see this kind of ratcheting up, especially with the copycat effect that's going to be in play here as well.
Yeah, by the way, not a single article about the shooting over the weekend.
No.
On the Daily Mail or the New York Post. I'm trying to find what city did that happen into? It was that's so sad. Not a single article. It was shooting. It was like in the yacht district or some shit like that, right? American Fish Company. Yeah. So this is the other one. This guy, not like multiple interactions with the police, deranged, taken alive. What the fuck? Like this guy, I don't know. I don't know how the problem is the more these things happen, the more they happen. I think that it's become like the chic way to kill yourself. It's like almost, that's what I'm going to do. Like, what happened to taking pills? Can we go back to that? Like, can we go back to that instead of like you killing 10 people too? Like, right. I don't, no one's going to remember you. Look at that. I had to dig deep to find this guy's article. Nobody's going to remember you. So don't just do, if you're going to do it, but don't take anyone else out. Like, fuck.
Right. I mean, it's just it's an extreme act of selfishness to begin with. And I think I know people say like you shouldn't say the shooter's name, you shouldn't show their picture. That encourages them. I don't know that is necessarily true, because the depths of narcissism and delusion, like they'll do it anyways. But I think what's harder is that it always becomes immediately a political obstacle. We talked about this. We've talked about it before, that like you would get a mass shooting, and then depending on where it was, you just waited for the like, we need gun control cry. Now, of course, we're in an era of like, no, you guys are the extremists. No, you're the extremists. No, you're not saying sorry enough. Like, it's just this back and forth. And to me, it doesn't solve any of the problems. And look at these. I mean, contrast these two shootings. One is on a Sunday at a religious service. The other one is at a bar. Like, two different operations, two different motives. I think the question should be, how do we keep as many people safe? How do we stop this from becoming more normal?
Yeah, learn to defend yourself. Everyone back.
I know, but how could you defend yourself against this? Like the church, you could argue, yes.
Yeah.
But when you're just at a restaurant, someone's taking pot shots at you, there is no defending yourself against that. You just can't. Like there's knowing how to act. Like I talked about in a video.
But when you do the self-defense training, right, you learn what bullets sound like, right? You learn what's how you're going to react. You learn what is cover and what is concealment. You learn like, oh crap, the window and the car door doesn't protect me against vast majority of most calibers out there. The engine block does. Oh crap, a mirror or a glass doesn't stop the bullet. It just allows it to maybe change trajectories a little bit here. So you learn a little bit of stuff, and I would say, there's different kind of, elements of attack, but the vast majority of them usually are very close up and usually end within 8 seconds, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they're usually predominantly done with pistols. So understanding what the shots even sound like in a real life scenario, so you could walk away from it and avoid it, that I think is life-saving stuff that I think is needed now more than ever.
Yeah, I talked about that in a video when I postulated that same question out loud. Like when I covered it on Sunday, it's like, how do you, I remember, and I never thought I'd have to have this conversation, but I was like, we went to the Charlie Kirk Memorial. I'd have a very surreal conversation with Mrs. the Quartering. I said, if something happens, get down and get out of here. Don't wait for me. Don't stand around. Stay low and just get out of here. And she's like, ha ha ha. I'm like, no, I'm being serious. Pay attention to me. If you see something weird, the crowd starts acting weird, just stay low and get the fuck out of here. Don't worry about running, run wherever you can get and get behind that building, or whatever. There is stuff that you can do to kind of tell people to minimize the damage.
Right.
And it's sad that we have to talk about that, but you could be sad about it or you can do what needs to be done. It's like oh, we have armed people at our church. What a sad state. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad there are armed people at my church. Like, people who go to church should be asking these questions. Like, hey, we should have money to hire a police officer to sit out in front. Like, don't be a soft target. We can send money to Zimbabwe and to Ghana for Christian missionaries. We should have 2 cops parked out front every day, like during every service. Like, there's no that is a small amount of money to pay, and people should be talking to their churches about that.
Yeah. I mean, I've known a couple churches that in the wake of various things have started like security committees, and there is someone, around who is armed, who's standing, or a couple people in the church. And like you wish that didn't have to happen, especially in small towns across America. On the other hand, I'm grateful for the people who are like, this is a skill and a service I can provide to this community. I mean, we've talked before about, finding a church, getting involved. And like, if that's your way, I think that's good, because ultimately like you have to be able to look out and defend the people that you care about. And I really relate to you with these, like, you're going out in public and being like, hey, we have to have a conversation about like, what are we going to do? I don't want to talk about it in too many details on here, but like a couple weeks ago, I was in public with my baby, and this like, I had this weird interaction with someone. And I remember texting my husband from my car being like, okay, here's what I'm doing and here's where I am. And then later coming home being like, how could I have done this better? Because nothing happened and everything was fine in the end, but you just want to be like, how can I prepare for every scenario out there? And I think Luke's advice is great. Like, learn the sounds of gunshots, learn everything you can. But unfortunately, it's like, it's hard to think about everywhere. Like, how do you prepare for everything all the time in any scenario? And that's almost an impossible task.
I don't think it is. I think, you could be overwhelmed by it, but once you start taking steps to build confidence around your abilities to kind of defend yourself or address kind of these type of situations, like, your chances of survival go up, right? Tremendously. Just by even understanding, oh, that's not a firework, that's a gunshot, right? I'm not going to go towards that sound. I'm going to go away from it. Like, oh, I see, a bulge. This is how the bulge usually looks on their right hip when they're a he man. But you can never be perfect, because if there's, if someone wants to, target you, they're going to do it, but they're not going to be perfect as well. So you having better skills and you knowing what to do in case someone comes at you with a knife or a handgun, and how to react to those situations, I think is, a lot of people do boxing and jujitsu and they like rub up on each other all the time. And I'm like, dude, you got to learn how to use weapons. The real people use weapons out there in real life. Right. Now, it's great that you do any kind of combat sport, and it's awesome and incredible. But the ultimate type of fight is, sadly, ones with knives and guns that a lot of people here use, that you got to be ready and prepared for. And that is kind of the ultimate type of like martial arts that I think it's worth, if you're a good person, learn how to use effectively.
Yeah, I mean, I never really carried a knife before, but now I do. Now I carry 2. But like, and I carry pepper spray now too. I bought some spicy spray, and most people that I talk to be like, dude, you'd be surprised how powerful this is to like neutralize the bad. Like,
just make sure you know where the wind's going.
Yeah, know where the wind's going. But like, for the most part,
and test it out. It out.
That's exactly what I did.
And they never test it out. And they're like, how far does it go? Let's see how much distance you actually need. Test it out. Use it. People don't do that stuff at all. It's crazy.
I bought 2 so I could waste one. Like, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Like, you should know how hard you have to press. Is there a safety on because some of the cans have safeties. Like, you have to slide it to the right, then do that. Like, are you going to remember that when someone's charging at you? Like, you have to... know how to use them.
Day to do your practice runs.
Right? Yeah. Buy an extra can. It's pretty cheap. I bought this stuff called chat recommended, like POM, POM. I'm not sponsored. Do your own research, but it was cheap, free next day shipping on Amazon. I bought 2 cans so I could spray one in the backyard. I mean, you don't need to spray the whole can. You could just, and that can's still going to be worth carrying. Like, there's, I think they had like 20 seconds of spray in them. Berna has bad guy spray too. Yeah. The like pepper spray. I mean, that neutralize. I've seen it how it works. For cops will say, well, there's this meth head and blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, but for every one of those, there's like 1,000 cases where someone gets just a little bit of it and they go down. Like they're out.
Something is better than nothing in this scenario. Like I'd rather you have the pepper spray and at least get a 30-second head start than be stuck completely.
When Jeremy was a bachelor, he knew exactly what happened.
Happened all the time. Happened all the time. Yeah, I mean, back when I was young.
I actually did get pepper sprayed a lot.
You're because at those riots,
all the riots and all the protests. It is not fun. It is not nice, and it is when you can't see, you can't attack. So
go watch those videos of military people because they have to get it. Like they spray it like right across their face. These are like killing machines, and everyone, not a single one of them isn't on the ground bawling their eyes out. Like it's $20. Like you could take a grown man to his knees or several people or clear out an area. And if you're afraid of because there's a lot of responsibility with carrying a gun. Mm-hmm. Pepper spray, everyone should carry it because you're not going to catch an attempted murder charge if you overuse it. You might get like a little bit of a, because it's not a deadly weapon.
Yeah, they just passed open carry here in the beautiful state of Florida. Not here. I'm in Arizona now. Another state which also allows open carry.
I don't like open carry.
And then I'm going to be going to
I'm not
Texas,
a fan of it.
another state that promotes open carry. And
I lived in Louisville, and they had open carry there too. As me, like maybe I'll get your take on it, but I don't like open carry. I like concealed carry just because there are pros and cons to it. I'm not saying if you open carry that it's anything wrong. My personal preference is that you conceal carry because you can make yourself a target if they see you're open carrying.
I like both. Personally, I like to conceal carry.
I open carry on my property or something.
Logical thing to do. But in the state of Florida, if you would actually, if your shirt would fly up, right?
Yeah.
And your gun would be shown, you would get arrested.
That's how it is here too. You can get arrested for imprinting if they can tell. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be showboaters who are like, oh yeah, look at my. There's a famous clip of a guy with a Draco, AK-47 type of pistol on his back as he's on his motorcycle and be like, "Welcome to Miami." I like that. I'll be honest. I like it because it sends a message to the criminals. If there's a criminal around or a mass shooter or a lunatic, he's like, crap. If I do something stupid, like this guy, he's going to stop me in a matter of seconds, right?
Well,
and it creates also a very polite society where now, a road rager, he's not going to give you the middle finger. He'll give you the index finger. This is what I do every time. I'm like, "Hey, hey there, buddy." You act a lot nicer when you understand that there's an armed society. And armed society is a very polite society. So I'm very happy that they passed these laws in Florida. I'm personally not gonna use them, but I'm happy they do because now people won't get arrested for having firearms.
Yeah. Is it Israel or? Where is it where they carry their guns everywhere? If you're in the IDF, you carry their rifles everywhere, while they're grocery shopping and shit. I think it's Israel. And
I think they have certain restrictions on that. I don't think it's as free as Florida.
I think they're IDF. I think they're IDF people who are carrying.
I think they have to be currently involved in the military.
Yeah. But again, I'm not being a FUD about open carry. You can open carry if you want. Because I know this will probably start an argument in chat, but my opinion is it makes you a target because everyone's looking at you then. And I don't want that. I don't, if I'm going to rob somebody and I see that guy's got a gun, who's the first guy I shoot? You know what I mean?
Or if you're crazy, if you are actually out of your mind crazy and you see someone carrying a gun, hypothetically, that could maybe trigger violence from them.
Yeah. Or people try to steal it. That happens all the time. I saw a guy when I was at, what is the gas station chain down in Louisville? Is it Circle K? I don't remember. I used to do my grocery shopping there because I moved down there first.
Disgusting.
It was just me and my guy, my buddy. We shared an apartment. So I would go there for this is back when I still smoked. I would get cigarettes, 3 frozen pizzas, and I would very rarely go to the grocery store. If they had a Kroger that was okay. I would also eat out basically all the time too. But anyway, this guy had like a fancy 1911, and I'm like, and I could see he didn't even have his holster buckled. And I was like, dude, like I just I'm right behind you in line. Just take it off you. What are you gonna do? Man. Like, I get that you're proud you spent $2,000 on your pistol, but like we weren't in that great of a neighborhood, and anyone could have taken it. I'll be right back.
That's crazy.
Well, criminals will always do whatever criminals want to do. I don't think criminals care about the law. And I think that's a big distinction, because I remember when they were passing constitutional carry here in Florida that was still conceal. I had a lot of my law enforcement friends be like, oh, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. People are going to start shooting each other everywhere. People don't need a permit. It's going to be wild. And guess what? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then this time came around where it's like, oh, you're going to be able to open carry, and people are like, oh, and the same police officer friends, and I'm like, do you guys remember when you told me all hell was going to break loose on South Beach in Miami because of constitutional carry? Now you're telling me the same thing is going to happen because of open carry? Come on, like no, like the people who do open carry, the people who do carry firearms and are not criminals aren't going to be doing anything stupid and ridiculous. The criminals, the sociopaths, the insane people, these laws do not affect them. They do not care about them. And whatever laws or implementations are there are going to, of course, hinder them, are not going to hinder them. They are going to hinder the general public from being able to defend themselves, which I think is something that happens a lot more than we let on as a society, as the statistics around that are actually heavily skewed and are not calculated. But there's a perception that the armed public is a bad public. The reality is quite the opposite of that.
I mean, I think that's the proof is always that some of the most heavily gun restricted cities have the highest number of weekend shootings, or we're constantly hearing about gun related violence there. It's not the law abiding citizens that you need to worry about in those cases. And time and time again, I mean, I think about places like Chicago. It's not the gun laws that are helping or stopping anything, because shootings continue.
Yeah, it's the youth.
I think generally we don't talk about gun violence in an accurate way, because we talk about like the lone wolf shooter like this, but it makes people uncomfortable to talk about where gun-related crime is actually happening, because they start reading all the socioeconomic or politically correct reasons into it. It's like a whole different ball game that they're not willing to deal with, but violence continues. I think you have to be really more objective about what the goal is. So the goal is to stop gun violence. I don't think gun-free cities are achieving that. So maybe they need to switch to open carry or constitutional carry. I don't know.
I mean, Trump's also talking about passing constitutional concealed carry laws nationwide. And I really hope there's going to be some momentum on that, because the fact that, you could conceal carry in one state, but you can't conceal carry in another, I think is grossly unconstitutional.
It should be federal. Yeah.
And there should be a federal concealed carry. I don't give a damn if it's a permit or not, but make it available for the general public. It should be, you don't need a permit. You should just be able to do it. I get it. I don't care. Give me the permit. I'll fill out the stupid paperwork. Let me carry in my states, and let's not have predatory police agencies arrest people for stupid violations that don't make any sense at all regarding firearms.
I want to make now, I would never advocate for anyone breaking the law or not following the rules. I just want to be clear. But I do want to tell people something that crossed my mind this weekend. I feel like I've shared this thought before. I know that many churches have policies and many areas have policies against your constitutionally, or in particular in your state. My state has concealed carry. They may have certain rules about whether you can or cannot carry there. And obviously I would never advocate for you to break the law or to be put yourself in a bad spot. But I just want everyone to remember that criminals don't care about that. That's all I'm going to say about it. Like somebody told me, well, my church doesn't allow people to carry. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Cool. That's a neat rule for them. Not my rule. The other thing I want, if I can encourage people, I know there are a lot of people who have their CCWs but don't carry. A lot. And if you don't feel comfortable carrying, like my rule is if you're going to carry, you should carry on red. But I'm comfortable with my firearm. You have to get comfortable with carrying. At least put the holster in. Put the holster in. Don't carry the gun for a little while. Get used to how that feels. Then carry the gun unloaded if you want for a little while. Then carry it unracked. Have it loaded but on amber or whatever. What do they call it when it's not even racked? Amber is safety on, I think, right?
There's not one in the chamber.
Yeah, not one. Then carry without one in the chamber until you feel comfortable. And then you should have one in the chamber when you carry, because again, when a split second happens, you're not going to remember to rack it, and your life's gonna be lying. You're gonna hear click.
I strongly disagree with carrying an empty firearm. Do not do that.
Well,
but listen. What you should do: take a training class. There's multiple classes.
Yeah.
There's multiple instructors. Take a safety class. Take a class where you do some, beginner pistols, beginner rifles. Take a class and then learn there, but don't carry firearms unloaded. That's just my own personal two cents.
I mean, there's an argument for that. Maybe it'd be better to say practice carrying at home. Like I generally don't carry at home because like it's rubbing on me or whatever. But like just to get used to the feel. Yeah. Just to get used to the feel, wear it around your house, wear it to your gas station run, wear it to your, ease yourself into it. Because it is, when I started carrying, it's like you're always aware of it. Always. It's on you. You're like, can people see it? Is it probably, you're always thinking about it. So Luke's right. Yes, definitely practice. Or take a course.
A class. Don't practice. A lot of people go to the range and they learn all these horrible decisions. When you go to the range, you learn all of the horrible practices that will actually endanger your life in a real life scenario and situation. Take a class with a reputable trainer.
There's a million of them out there. Yeah.
Yeah. I help with training people, right? And they learn so much bad stuff. And you don't have to start off with firearms. You could do a training one with airsoft. You could do a training with lasers. You could do a training. There's multiple groups, multiple different kind of scenarios where people kind of get more convenient.
We use those blue fake guns. That's what we use, like those blue, like dummy guns for training. Like there wasn't a bunch of rookies in the room, like practicing on,
and you
unsheathing a real gun.
So you don't shoot your leg off.
Yeah,
don't
watch that.
Rambo. Like gun safety classes to get your concealed carry permit in Wisconsin. I know it varies by state.
I did not because I already had a hunter safety license.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't have a hunter safety course completed, you do have to take a course. But I still took the course. I took the course because I wanted to know. And really, when you take those courses, it's mostly about. The entire course that I took was basically about when you cannot shoot somebody. Like, it was keeping me out of jail. It was like,
oh, interesting.
You can't, it was like all the liabilities you have to understand when you're carrying a gun. You can't fucking whip it out and point it at somebody. You can't, like, once that gun is out, everything changes. Mm-hmm. You learn a lot about, like, he's like, if somebody's in your house robbing you, you shoot them and they fall out the front door, you better drag their ass back in or you're going to go to prison. Like, there's a lot of people. There was like this famous video. I don't remember if I'm sure you didn't see it, Hannah Claire, but Luke, maybe you saw it, where like some guy was like trying to rob somebody or something like that. They were in the car. I don't know if it was like a drug deal, and the guy started to run. I don't know. I don't know if it was the guy started to run away, and the guy who was the victim then pulled out a gun and like emptied a mag in him. That's like, that's not self-defense. You're going to prison. You murdered him.
Yeah.
Like you have to understand the difference. You can't just say, well, I have a conceal and carry. this guy tried to rob me and then saw the gun and backed away, you don't get to then shoot them.
Yeah.
Like that, that's like,
There are
take a
nuances
class
to
with
castle doctrine too,
professionals
right?
So you know what to do and what not to do. Like there's so many different things, and just because you have a firearm doesn't mean you should use it. In many instances, the best thing you learn from a lot of these classes is how to walk away from escalatory type of situations. That's some of the best things. And if you look at all the fights online and all the gunfights and all the kind of major knife and gun violence, if they're not robberies, they're usually two egotistical hothead idiots that just have low IQ, low impulse control, are just drunk or high, and then they start taking out knives and guns and going at each other for no reason at all. There's one where a guy like macheted a guy's arm off. The guy picks it up with his other hand, and they still keep going at it. I'm like, what are you doing?
There's a video of that, I think.
You can't assassinate people. You can't kill people. Like, there has to be a legitimate harm against your body and your life, right? Yeah. So if someone is coming at you with, a machete and there's, trying to kill, yes. But if someone has a machete and they're gardening, right? You can't shoot and kill that person. Yeah. But there are instances where people are crazy and they're like, no, the machete guy. And I'm like, no, take a course, train, learn what you're doing. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt your loved ones. Learn about how bullets travel, because bullets could also, you think you're shooting a bad guy. Yeah. Right. And then they literally, especially, if you're not using hollow points, they could literally go through sheetrock. They could go through cars, depending on the caliber, depending on how much grain you have in them. And they could kill an innocent child, bystander, baby.
And you're going to jail for that, by the way.
And you're going to jail forever, even if it was, a threat against your life.
Yeah, you have to. That's all very important stuff. I'll never be more proud than like if in a couple of weeks you guys come back and tell me, I took a course, or I have a concealed carry, but I wasn't carrying. And look, you can't carry and consume alcohol. Okay. Don't do that. But for the most part,
I was literally doing courses for my students for like lukeunfiltered.com, where I was training them exactly this stuff. But obviously now, because of security reasons, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah. That makes sense though. A couple of, hollow points all the time. Yes. Understand, for your home, you should be running critical defense rounds. All this stuff is free and available. By the way, you can either go to Luke Unfiltered and probably talk about it, or like our members Discord. We have a self-defense group in there where you can talk about and don't carry and drink. What's fishing? Look, I'm saying, I have friends that will drink while shooting clays. I don't, but
that's so dangerous.
Yeah. But that's, if a DNR guy sees you doing that, or a cop sees you doing that, you're going to lose your concealed carry license. And then you can say, well, I don't care about having a license to carry anyway. Okay, fine. Well, then I mean, that's fine. But a lot of people get hurt fucking around. Some comments. Super Jones Bro says, Jeremy is the creative almighty supreme in name only. Sure. Wyatt says religion and mental illness equals bad things. Well, sure. I guess. Phil McCracken
if you're reading chat, I'm going to use the restroom.
Yeah, go ahead. Have you heard of what's happening to Christians in Nigeria? It's so sad. Bill Maher actually brought up, they're getting, this happens all the time in African countries, Christians and in the middle and in the Middle East.
In Egypt and all kinds of places. It's horrible.
They're genociding Christians. What was that country that where that reporter got caught like faking her jail, and then we found somebody in the jail? Was that Syria? That stupid blonde bitch from CNN. Sorry, blonde woman. Where she was like fake. She was like, oh look, there's a guy here. It's still in prison, even though the prison had been empty for days, and he was like fully manicured and had his nails trimmed.
Yeah.
That country was also genociding Christians. And like we were celebrating their liberation. I was like, no, that country sucks. Like they're Madney says, better be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Agree. Avodio Tovar. Sorry, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong.
I think you did a great job.
Oh, thanks. Ovodio, I'm going to go with that. EVODIO, Evadio. I'm going to go with Evadio. Started working concealed carry. Started to conceal carry more often. I carry my dog with my dog walking or doing PT, contemplating whether or not to carry at church. Well, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you the churches are...
You can guess what kind of choice Jeremy's making, you know?
Thank you. Yes, you can guess what I'm doing. And then over on Rumble, Rick says, giant skeletons are fun until they're your neighbor. They have 4 of them and they have trans flags. Ooh, yeah, that's true.
I think you should not be able to have your giant skeleton then if you're making it political like that.
Yeah, right. No, skeletons are apolitical.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't make them gay.
Yeah.
You can't force an identity on them. Come on.
Yeah, that's
can't
terrible.
Bone them. Don't.
That's a twist, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a case where somebody takes that flag and they end up getting a hate crime charge too, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
PJ Strader says, what's up, everyone? I got married this weekend. Shout out.
Yay.
At the reception, I was chatting with some old friends and I found out they were quartering fans. It was an awesome surprise. Even better. I mean, I'm happy you got married.
That's what you're talking about at your wedding.
Yeah, I love that.
We're always with you, you know?
Yeah. Loud McCall says, as a veteran, I can tell you there's something strange going on in our military. 2 good friends that went in recently have become very dark lately. One told me about how many suicides he's seen. Jesus. Yikes. They also told me that Luke was very gay, which validated in my mind that they are definitely true watchers of the show. Just messing around. We love that crazy Polish bastard. Those 2 comments were not from the same person. PJ double dip, but there wasn't a military suicide guy. Commander Kim says, shooter in Michigan was from the far left city of Burton, suburb of Flint. He burned the entire church to the ground 15 minutes from my house, and mainstream media isn't even covering the story. Well, that's why you tune into this show.
Yeah.
Drex is unused. Baldo says,
but what did he say? The suspense is killing me.
He said,
Luke
I've always had a loathing for any and all forms of organized religion. That doesn't mean I think the answer is to hit Control, delete button on a Sunday Mass. Right, just don't go. That's totally a reasonable decision. In fact, you can hate the church all you want. Like, that's fine. Going in there and killing people,
different.
That's different. Yeah. And I get it. We're all likely experience an annoying Mormon. We've experienced an annoying Mormon in our lives before, but giving the church the John Wick experience is a bit much. Did someone kill his dog? No, but ironically, the other guy had his dog with him. I'm guessing that he blamed the loss of his girlfriend on the Mormon church, is what I believe. It's all going to go back to a woman.
Looks like
it sounds like he got fixated on it in some way that wasn't in the bounds of logic at all.
Yeah. Jeremy, I left you a message in Discord explaining the situation in Grand Blanc and how the Michigan made guns at churches illegal. This makes church soft targets. Yeah, I mean, this is what I tweeted. I said no more soft targets. I am not telling anybody what to do, but you could probably guess what I do. And what several other people at my church, I sure hope are in agreement with. Like, we have a security team, but they're like these old guys, and I'm not even sure they're packing. But I'll tell you what, I'm asking next Sunday. Like, I have the new members luncheon. I'm literally just going to ask the question, like, are they armed? And if they're not armed, why aren't we paying police to sit out front? Like,
sure.
I mean, the church I go to is very large. Like, I will personally pay. I will, like, the coffee brand coffee will pay for the police officer to sit out in front of the church. Like,
right.
I don't think, I think like people
you do a road trip congregation sponsored by Coffee Brand Coffee to come down to Miami. And then I will personally train all of them and teach them the right thing to do during these types of situations with my group of professional law enforcement friends who previously taught an entire congregation of what to do.
I think the best thing is to ask the question, though. I mean, like maybe they are and you don't know it because they're concealed carrying effectively, which is great. And
they wear like vests, so it's hard to see. Like,
right.
they have
And
these-
also there's probably someone else in the room who has a similar question. Maybe they just need a concealed carry license volunteer. I mean, I think that's what happens so often is like when people are starting in a church or whatever, they just like keep to themselves or too nervous to question anything. If you want to be involved, I think it's fair to be like, hey, so what are your protocols here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I think other people that go to church should ask the question this Sunday too. Like, find somebody, email somebody, ask the question. Like, maybe you don't want to go to that church if they're not going to take your safety seriously. I mean, if I got some kind of Nancy Pants response on Sunday, I'll be going to a different church. If they're like, oh no, we don't condone weapons and this, that, and the other stuff, I would just be going to a different church. Like that's, I'm not going to get shot in the back, you know, for, you know, at church on Sunday. Like, there's been like 3 in the last year. All right. Like, 2 in Michigan, by the way.
I just don't think anyone's going to question you if you're like, hey, I have this concern, you know, like, if they have the answer you don't like, that's one thing. But I don't think anyone is going to be surprised that you're like, hello, I would like to know about your safety protocols.
I would be like, what caliber, what type of round, hollow point, which one? What do you got?
Yeah, right.
Show it, Gramps, right now.
Yeah. Oh, there's more than one. So, you know, and they're like, you know, they're very particular. I can tell, like, they close the outside doors. They lock the doors during service. So I can tell they're doing some stuff. Like, you have to ask to go to the bathroom, like, you know, to get in and out. Like,
they're not letting people in and out. I mean, that seems like they're taking it seriously. I bet they'll have an answer that you like.
Yeah. Ace Diamond says, it's my birthday today. Well, happy birthday. McLeod says, people should do more shooting competitions and stuff to test with mild stress. Steel challenge is a good starter. Practice score is a site to find out if your high dollar pistol will hold up. Ramsey C says, criminals are generally cowards. Since constitutional carry passed in Texas, we haven't had problems. Open carriers don't become targets. They prevent crimes just by being where they are. Yeah, I mean, again, maybe, you know, that's just why I don't open carry. 100%. Yeah. I think I think that the more people, you could argue, like, if you're open carrying, there's also less of a chance that someone's going to try shenanigans around you. You know,
if you have a crook or a mass shooter, right, and they're like, oh crap, that guy has a gun, I'm not going to do my crime here. Like, I can't take out 2 people at once.
We know this is true because every time someone fights back, Luke shared a video, I think last week I mentioned it. Yeah. Every time someone fights back, and not even effectively, like, the second they see there's some old lady in the house that, like, somebody was robbing them and she, like, popped off a few shots and she was out-armed and outgunned and they ran away immediately. They went flying right out the front door. Like, there's these people are pussies. That's why they rob you when you sleep. That's why they rob people they think are unarmed. So being armed creates a huge possibility that they just run away. You might not have to, if you're worried, like, oh, I don't know about killing somebody, just see what happens. Look up the video that Luke shared. Just being armed is usually enough for these people to go running away.
Exactly.
Dahlstrom says, it's not illegal to carry in a private business that says no guns allowed. It's illegal to refuse to leave if they catch you and ask you to leave. Well, yeah, know the laws in your state. That's what I'll say. Omega says, I'm a licensed instructor and teach classes in Michigan. You rookie. Joking aside, I feel naked without my firearm. I always carry 45 ACP. I teach against the dangerous habits. Yeah, don't carry 22s either. Carry a 45, please. Just don't fucking carry a piddly ass round that isn't going to stop the threat. I see, like, a lot of women carrying 22s because they're small and cute. And I'm like, it's not small and cute when the guy you shoot has to die from lead poisoning before the bullet wounds. Like, you have to, like, if you're going to carry a 45 ACP hollow point rounds. You can make the argument for 9mm, but, you know.
I've always heard that, like, women gravitate towards smaller guns because of their hand size. Like, they're afraid they can't handle it. But this would be another case for, like, go to training, go to a range.
You could also get a single stack, not a double stack. So it's not as big. Like, the double stack pistol, if you want like 15 rounds, it's pretty beefy. But you could carry a single stack. That's like an 8+1, you know, and you don't have that size problem. Sarah Williamson says, I mentioned my hiatus because of deep state. It has a profile Christian connection, and we're hiring security. Real threat that we're dealing with. The shooting on Sunday pushed it over the edge. Oh, wow. Interesting. Stay safe, brother. Sumaru says, an armed society is a polite society. The Aurora, Colorado movie theater killer went out of his way to find a theater that was gun-free.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. And we know that the Nashville shooter picked the target in their planning, said they didn't want to do certain targets because there were too many guns there. Jeremy, tell me you're new to guns without telling me you're new to guns. What do you mean? Are you telling me you want to carry a 22? I mean, a 357 also powerful if you're a revolver guy. I like revolvers.
50 AE. Women need to carry 50 AEs.
Luke, what did we just say
now.
about the target and what's behind it? You're gonna shoot a 50 cal. You better worry what's behind it for 400 yards.
During one of my training apocalypse survival classes, I was like, okay, we're gonna shoot every caliber of bullet just so you guys know the like feedback of it. The last one, we had a 50 BMG, but then we also had a 50 AE. This like old grandma who like, I'm like, have you broke your wrist before? She's like, yes. I'm like, you're not shooting this. She's like, yes, I am. I have to shoot and I want to shoot this. And I'm like, you're
this
not.
Is Luke's grandmother.
She sadly she just passed away in Poland. So she's not around.
Sorry.
But 50 like
Hannah Claire.
I was just saying buying energy like you can't tell me what to do. That reminds me of Luke.
Yeah, well that is like my grandma. But no, the 50 AE is like one that you should be extremely careful shooting. Definitely don't carry every day with it. And then if you do shoot it once, only put one bullet in the magazine.
That's a good. Tell them why, because there's a big reason why.
Yeah, because people blow themselves up.
Yes, they do.
Like pumpkins.
People put 2 bullets in it, and the recoil. The gun blasts back, and then they pull the trigger again. It happens all the time. Go to your local gun range and look at the ceiling once. That will tell you. You go to any gun range that isn't brand new, there's bullet holes in the ceiling directly above people who are shooting. Like,
oh man,
it's real. The one bullet rule is real. 500 Win Mag or something like that. Jeremy, you're wrong here. Anyone with the courage to carry should carry only what they can handle and put on target. Yeah, I'm not saying, but I mean, anybody can handle a 45 caliber. I mean, I guess if you're a child, I mean, to be fair, fine. If you're a brittle old lady, and a 22 is definitely better than nothing. I will agree with that. And it is still lethal. It's just, it's not gonna have the stopping power that something else will have. I carry 9mm with 1 in the chamber. I just got 2 extended mags, so I have 2 17-round mags and 3 15 rounds. Yeah, I mean, I have like this belt that has spots where the mags can go right in it. It's pretty nice. I forget who makes it, but I won't say their name because they don't. You got to pay for that. A good 9mm is still pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, any holster companies or Freedom Firearms companies that wants to sponsor me or Jeremy, please contact us immediately on our Twitter, our emails. info@wearechanged.org. And what's yours, Jeremy?
The quartering at Gmail.
You can sponsor me too, but I'm not helpful. Just for everyone's reference.
Chessmaster says, pro tip for women, consider carrying a full-size pistol. Smaller frame pistols are harder to control because they do not have the mass to counter recoil. That's also true. That's a common misconception. They get this little tiny pistol and it's like, you can't like, and then they get these stub noses that are super inaccurate because it fits in their purse. I'm just trying to keep you
specific concealed carry compartment. So it's an excuse to get a new purse if you get a different gun,
Now you're talking to the ladies. That's why we have you on the show. By the way, why don't you guys, we'll start with Hannah Claire. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you as I bring up the next topics here?
Yeah, you can find my work on Rumble and YouTube. I make videos about news, some cultural analysis. I'll have a video up, I think later or probably tomorrow morning. And yeah, I appreciate all the support. Again, it's Hannah Claire B, Rumble, YouTube. I'm also on X, Hannah Claire B there as well. Luke, where can people find you?
If people want to support me, they can on lukeunfiltered.com. Lukeunfiltered.com. We greatly appreciate all the support. And then one of our master classes is actually from our apocalypse survival training guide day. I didn't put the argument with me and the granny trying to shoot the 50 AE in there, but there's other videos of learning proper, technique, accuracy, teaching people how to filter their own water, how to land navigate, a bunch of stuff. That's just one masterclass, 3 masterclasses, lukeunfiltered.com. Greatly appreciate all the support that humbles me greatly. lukeunfiltered.com. Thank you.
Yeah, go check that out. Or buy a shirt from Luke. Buy lots of shirts from Luke. Buy 1,000 shirts from Luke.
Christmas is coming, guys.
And he sells out, so you want to make sure you get that shirt now. So this is interesting. It started as a meme, like the nuclear shrimp, but now we have 4 dead and 19 hospitalized.
Have we talked to Melanie Mack, the purchaser of
has anybody heard? Yeah, has anybody heard from Melanie? This is crazy. This is going to be
frozen meat.
Yeah.
Meal.
Yeah, this was multiple deaths and hospitalizations from frozen ready meals contaminated with listeria. What?
Listeria is such a prolific concern. I think for people who follow outbreaks of bacteria and things like that, it's like common, but also I would think kind of avoidable. A lot of it has to do with factory cleanliness.
Yep.
But it's amazing to me too that this is a little bit of if you're buying a prepared food at Walmart, you are really looking for convenience. And I think this is sort of a sad part of culture that we
but this is Trader Joe's, and these look like
Trader Joe's. Some of it is Walmart brand.
No, it's Trader Joe brand. Yeah, so it's not cheap shit, and Home Chef is expensive too.
It's just I wish this is where we had more education on food safety. Now, prepackaged food that came from a factory is going to be difficult to track kind of what's going on there. But I think a lot of people don't know how quickly your food can become spoiled and when you need to toss it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this isn't even from the nuclear shrimp. This is on top of the nuclear shrimp. Buy your food at the farmer's market, folks, and shop local. I had this
or just grow your own food and have your own cow. That's the ultimate end goal here.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to do that. But 4 dead, 19 hospitalized does a lot. I mean, obviously there's going to be some major recalls here. There's going to be
some major lawsuits too. There's going to be $100 million lawsuits.
Yep. And there's also one pregnancy that was lost in relation to this as well.
Really? Oh, man.
So it's been traced back to beef meatballs with marinara linguine and chicken fettuccine made by a New Jersey headquarters, quote, Fresh Realm. They distributed and sold it to retailers all across America. So maybe not the time to eat some frozen food. Maybe it's the time to plant some vegetables in your garden, or if you don't have a garden, make one. Or if you don't have a place for a garden, you could do one of those vertical ones in your mirror in your windows too.
We do the vertical garden in our house. We have that one that you've seen that one.
Yeah,
we have a hydroponic vertical garden in our house.
But yours had bags of Dorito chips in them for some strange reason.
Well, that's because I discovered this. I discovered how to grow Doritos.
You can grow Doritos? That's amazing.
That's my retirement plan. Yeah. So thanks for laying that out, Luke.
I'm sorry. Got it.
So what? So Comey gets indicted. We didn't really talk about this last week because I think it happened on Friday, if I remember right, or late Thursday. What's your takes? I'll start with Luke and Hannah Claire. What do you? Is this anything? Is he going to go to jail? I mean, or is this just some red meat for the base?
Yeah, people are saying that these are the beginning arrests for more arrests to come. I mean, that's what Alex
Trump
Jones
did
was
say that.
saying.
Yeah.
He's like, this is just the beginning. It's going to be interesting to see how this case goes because there was a grand jury indictment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they are doing this in a lot of the kind of establishment swamp controlled court systems. So it's going to be interesting to see how it proceeds, if there's actually going to be something of merit here. I mean, obviously he lied. They got him for the Russian collusion
times,
lie,
right? Yeah.
for the Steele dossier, and he lied to Congress. Same exact charges that were brought up against Roger Stone.
What
He
about
wasn't
Bannon?
raided.
Didn't Bannon get Bannon got locked up for something similar
I
too?
thought.
Yeah, Roger Stone was supposed to be locked up too until he got a pardon. Right?
Yeah,
so
right,
Roger Stone was supposed to be in jail.
You
The
never
only
told me
reason
why
he
he's
wasn't-
mad at me, Luke. You're supposed to tell me on the down low why he's mad at me. You won't tell
Oh
me.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. What?
I'll tell you
What
later.
did I do? Yeah, tell me.
You didn't do anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
But why? Okay. Well, now I'm really interested. Tell me later. Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
You boys
Where
are
was I?
gossip.
Yeah. More indictments coming. Steele dossier. Yeah. And
So
he definitely
so-
lied. Like this is
Yeah,
not. This should be a
absolutely.
slam dunk.
Yeah, it should be a slam dunk, but we're dealing with a court system that is overwhelmingly leftist and biased.
Biden appointed
Right.
judge, right? Too. I think they said.
Yeah, so we're going to see how they handle that particular case. And if this goes poorly, there's not going to be any more arrests because they're
You're right.
going to lose a lot of political capital on this. So people are saying, Letitia James next, Christopher Wray next. We'll see. But then again,
Alvin
these are like
Bragg.
middle level players. I want the big players. Why isn't Bill Clinton being indicted after it came out from James O'Keefe and OMG
Right.
Media?
He was on the
that
plane.
there's- Yeah, no, that there was children being hurt
Right.
in the back of the plane.
And he was
Children
there.
that were being forced upon in an adult fashion
Yeah.
with Bill Gates with Bill Clinton there.
Right. That's
With
what I
Bill
mean.
Clinton there. And then this is the same thing Dan Bongino was talking about years ago. And then this former guy at the DOJ is like, yeah, Clinton was there when children were being hurt. Bring the charges against Clinton for being an accessory to children being hurt in unspeakable ways. And I'm being very nice here because we're probably on YouTube.
Yeah,
but there's
yeah.
other things that I want to say here. But there's other descriptions that are deserved here. but
People
we
can
can't
put
go
it
there.
together. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Hannah Claire? You think? I mean, I think that's a great point. Like, if they don't get a favorable outcome here, which would be a conviction, they're not going to go after anyone else because they're gonna really. The Democrats will use this against Republicans and say, "Oh, lawfare."
Well, they're kind of already doing that, right? They're all like,
Yeah.
"But you said that the DOJ was weaponized. Now you're weaponizing the justice system."
I voted for this, by the way. I wanted this. I wanted
if you
justice.
want law and order, it's not just the criminals on the streets, but the criminals who testify before Congress. Like if you lie to Congress, there are consequences for that, and I think that's part of fighting back against any kind of corruption, holding people accountable to that. I can't say whether or not there will be more arrests if this doesn't move forward. I think in some respects, Comey has done a lot of stuff that makes him a high-profile target specifically for people attached to the Trump administration. But I think there's always this back and forth. Like people get their hopes up that more is coming, right? And then when nothing does, or when the sentence isn't as harsh, or whatever, it feels like a total loss. I think the fact that he was indicted is kind of interesting, especially because you could have calculated for the well, you guys are weaponizing the justice system, threat. Just because a political leader or someone like this is indicted doesn't make it just the weaponization, in my opinion. We can obviously be like, here's proof he lied before Congress, versus like whenever they went after Trump. It seemed very different to me. I think one of the problems with the left criticism of this is just that they are hysterical, right? Any kind of accusation that they have led the country astray, that they are led by people who are morally corrupt, is just unbelievable to them. I think that you need to have a couple people who are like, yeah, this was in the wrong, and it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he operated with impunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was using the FBI to fuck with Trump. Like this is undeniable. We also know that Hillary Clinton was a part of ordering this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just
why
don't know.
isn't Hillary Clinton charged?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't we have the emails where they're like, "Hey, you need to find this stuff on him," like the Steele dossier. Like, I think that they need to look at some of these other people, and I think we need more indictments. But I guess finish what's on your plate first.
I don't know. I mean, I wonder if there will be sort of a blitz strategy. That's kind of what Biden did to Trump and his associates when they were allegedly investigating them for political or election interference, right? It was like everyone who's even remotely related to this is going to have some kind of law enforcement interaction, if not a criminal indictment. But I wonder how much of it is a calculated risk. Like, do you want to have the headlines for a couple months about all these people who are facing legal backlash, or do you want one solid, like, see it all the way through arrest and punishment?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't think he's going to jail, but I would love if he did. I mean, they were trying to put Roger Stone in jail. They threw Steve Bannon in prison.
They raided James O'Keefe.
They raided James O'Keefe. They raided Donald Trump. Why wasn't he? I mean, I feel like they should have sent in the SWAT team and threw the handcuffs on him. They let him turn himself in. The Trump people didn't get that same dignity.
Right.
So, I mean, do we have a mugshot? No, because he wouldn't have that yet. He's just indicted. Right?
He's supposed to turn himself in by October 8th, I believe. And Roger Stone was like, "What the hell? I get raided and I get dragged off to the FBI headquarters." He has like 2 weeks to turn himself in. Like,
but I think this is part of the it's part of the restraint that the Trump administration has to have to continue to be like, look, we're not weaponizing the justice system. We are making sure corruption is not acceptable. Like, Biden used it to have these flashy raids and to make people look bad and to, march people around, wake them up in the middle of the night and march them around and have the mugshots. It's not totally fair, but like, because Trump and the Trump administration knows they're more likely to be criticized for that, they have to act more like gentlemanly, I guess.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, we'll have to see how this shakes up. By the way, Wyatt says, I was head of security for a radical group. I had people infiltrate leftist groups, legal, bug and wiretap people, illegal, etc. I stopped a lot. I retired, maybe revive this, but keep it legal. Yeah, I mean, it sure seems like the FBI can't. I mean, didn't Crowder infiltrated Antifa and got like their secret messaging app and all that? Why can't the FBI do that? Like,
or maybe they do it and they're sympathetic, and so nothing happens.
Yeah, or they're running it. Yeah,
like that's who was it today? It was Kash Patel was like talking about FBI involvement in J6 and like who was on the ground. Like,
fire every one of them.
I think that there's probably a lot of cleaning of house that needs to be done as soon as possible.
They did fire the people who kneeled for that BLM photo, which I thought was hilarious. It was like 20 people. And then go ahead.
Like, that's okay, but like, that doesn't seem like it's stopping people who are maybe turning a blind eye to leftist extremism.
Right. That's great for a headline, but I mean, the FBI should probably be outright dismantled, like Cash promised us. But I mean, based on the level of
not an upgraded building that's renovated.
Yeah. And he also there were hundreds of people involved in the ops that James Comey ran that are still at the FBI. Like, Luke brought up, like, they didn't fire that J6 asshole. They gave him a promotion, whose job was, Kash Patel needs to listen. Like, this is not what we voted for. You have hundreds of people inside the FBI that should be terminated immediately.
Yeah.
And I get that maybe that takes time, but you've had 6 months now. I need to see more than just these people who are kneeling. Maybe their boss made them do it. I don't even love firing those people. Like, maybe their superior made them do it. By the way, it was all women and obese people, ironically. But like, The
I don't think it's ironic. I think it's predictable.
Yeah, predictably. I mean, yeah, sorry, wrong use of the word.
You're okay.
They should go, but who are all the people that worked on the Steele dossier? Who are all the people that, went after grandma for taking a guided tour of J6? Who are all the people that were telling Twitter and YouTube to censor people? Who are all the, they should all be unceremoniously fired. And he better get to work.
After parent-teacher school conferences.
Yeah.
And PTA meetings and the Catholic groups, right?
Right. And called them extremists. These are all people that I voted for to be fired. I want them out. I want some of them in jail, but I know that's not going to happen. So at least fire them. James Comey,
or at least investigate them.
Something. Give us something.
Yeah.
I think with that, I'm going to kick it over to Viva Fry. He's got some developments in
the ostriches.
The ostriches that I think are worth talking about. I am going to be doing night streams during this week, trying to bring a couple of those back. So make sure you turn notifications on. Also, let them know where they can find YouTube. Why don't you go ahead first, Luke?
YouTube.com/We Are Change. I'm gonna need all the strength I can today.
Yeah,
I'm doing another show. I got 2 more videos I got to do. Then I got the Timcast show, and then the Timcast after show today, and then I got to do it all again tomorrow, all again Wednesday. So if you want to check out some of my incoherent autistic ramblings as they keep deteriorating throughout the grueling work hours that I put in, youtube.com/We Are Change. Go check it out. youtube.com/We Are Change. I greatly appreciate all the subscribers and all the time I get with you guys.
Great. I'm Hannah Claire B on Rumble and YouTube. You can see my videos about the news, some cultural analysis, things like that there. I'm also Hannah Claire B on X. I appreciate all you guys who are supporting my work. It makes a huge difference to my life. Jeremy, are you promoting or directing anyone anywhere today?
Nope. Just follow. Tune in later tonight. I might not do it tonight, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I will. We're going to be talking, but also playing some video games, playing some games with our members. So if you haven't yet, please do go to thequartering.com/join and get in that Discord. There's a new moms group in there. There's, everyday carry conversations going on in there. There's a new dads group. There's a book club. There's all sorts of stuff.
So
yep.
cute.
Yeah. So get on over there. It's, either that or, the joining Rumble Premium using our promo code free quartering. Both support the show incredibly. And if you join Rumble Premium, I'll get you in the Discord. You just have to email me. So Rumble Premium will give you both. But if you don't want to do that, you can just go to thequartering.com/join and check us out there. And our sergeant I can show you a video of Mac V. Sog. I don't know who that is. Vietnam veteran saying, if you want to put them down, use a 45. If you do hit them with that, they're going to drop. Capacity doesn't matter if you got an extra mag. That's also true. Yeah. I carry an extra mag too. Valor Chris says,
Same.
Modern 9mm defense loads are far better options than other 44 AARP. The only place you get and appreciate the benefits of
I think
45.
he's making fun of your boomerang.
I know. Yes. Is if you're running.
I agree.
Suppressed.
9mm used to be the standard for a lot, and then cops started using 45. But now there's a new 9mm type of bullet that does incredible things. So they reverted back to 9mm with a lot of police departments and military units.
I use the Hornady critical defense rounds in my 9mm, and they are pretty devastating. That's my nightstand gun is 9mm. So I guess I could back off on the hardcore 45. What else? SHDA says, late to the party. Sorry. In Michigan, you can conceal carry in church if you get permission from the head pastor. My wife asked him about a few weeks ago, since with his blessing. Oh, nice. It has senses with his blessing. I would rather beg forgiveness and ask permission, but, I respect you asking. All right, everyone, go say hi to Viva. And you could talk about concealed carry choices, weapons, and all that kind of stuff in the members area. So double benefit. So go say hi to Viva, and we will be back tomorrow at 2 Eastern with Estrocast. And I'll probably be on, not tonight, maybe tonight, but definitely tomorrow night too. So lots of content for you guys. We'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
All right.
All right. I gave you extra half hour there, Luke, too. I bought you some time. So you got a busy day, but that gives you that time. Yeah. Well, 20 minutes at least. What did you just smell? Did you smell that stuff? You still on that stuff? Yeah. Okay.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You want me to order you some?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's like
send me your PO box or address, and I'll mail you some.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
I left
good
you
for.
one, no?
No, you said you were, and I think you forgot, but you had to like rush out. Or maybe you only had one. No, I don't know where you would have left it. I'll look. I'll look to see if it's here.
Send me your address, and I'll mail you one.
All right, cool. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
See ya.